What would you do if the gods themselves held the only food left in the world? Would you beg? Would you pray? Or would you do what Anansi did and steal it? This is the story of Thunder, the sky god, and the spider who dared to descend into his kingdom. The famine had been going on for so long that people had forgotten what a full stomach felt like. Fields were dust, rivers were bones. Children cried in the night, and mothers had nothing to give them. Anansi's family was no different. He had searched everywhere, every forest path, every dried riverbed, every abandoned farm, nothing. And then, one desperate morning, standing on the shore and staring out at the endless sea, he saw something extraordinary. Rising from the middle of the water, impossibly far from shore, was a tiny island. And on that island stood a single tall palm tree, heavy with fruit. Most men would have turned away. The sea was too vast, the distance too great. But Anansi was not most men. He found a broken old boat rotting on the beach, barely held together. A vessel that had no business carrying anyone anywhere, but it was all he had. 6 times he tried to push off from the shore. 6 times a great wave rose up and hurled him back onto the beach like a rejected offering. On the 7th attempt, he broke through. He rowed and steered that battered wreck across the open water until at last he reached the palm tree, its roots disappearing straight down into the sea. He tied the boat to the trunk and climbed. He plucked every nut he could reach and dropped them one by one down toward the boat. Every single one missed. Everyone hit the water and sank until only the last nut remained. He aimed with everything he had. He released it with a prayer on his lips. It hit the water and disappeared. Anansi sat in the tree, hollow with defeat. He had crossed an ocean. He had climbed to the top of the world, and he had nothing. Not one nut, not one meal to bring home to his starving family. And so, in a moment of pure despair, he did the only thing left to do. He threw himself into the sea. He expected cold darkness. He expected the end. Instead, he found himself standing on the floor of the ocean in front of a small, warm cottage. And from that cottage stepped an old man with kind eyes and an unhurried manner. It was Thunder, the sky god himself, living beneath the waves. He listened as Anansi poured out his story, the famine, the hunger, the family, the failed journey. And when Anansi finished, Thunder simply turned, walked into his cottage, and returned with a cooking pot. "You will never go hungry again," Thunder said. "This pot will always provide." Anansi thanked him with tears in his eyes and made his way back to the boat. He couldn't wait. Right there on the open water, he spoke to the pot. "Pot, what you once did for your master, do now for me." And the pot overflowed with food, every kind of dish, every flavor, more than he could eat in a week. Anansi feasted alone on the ocean, full for the first time in months. And then a thought crept in, quiet at first, then louder. What if the magic runs out? What if I use it all up on my family and there's nothing left for me? By the time he reached the shore, the thought had won. He hid the pot. He went home pretending to be exhausted and starving. He watched his wife and children grow weaker by the day. And in the privacy of his room, he ate like a king. But his eldest son, Kwekutsin, had a gift, the power to transform himself into any creature he chose. He became a fly. He followed his father. He watched through the wall as Anansi enjoyed his secret meals. Kweku told the family. They waited for their father to leave, then brought out the pot and ate until their hunger was finally gone. And then Anansi's wife, furious at her husband's cruelty, carried the pot to the village and fed everyone. The pot, overwhelmed by the demand, burned from the inside out and melted away. When Anansi returned for his supper and found the hiding place empty, he felt a rage so cold it became a decision. He returned to the sea. He found the old boat. He crossed the water again, climbed the palm tree again, and let all the nuts fall into the sea on purpose. Then he jumped in after them. Thunder was waiting, as kind and patient as before. This time, Thunder reached into his cottage and brought out a stick. Anansi grabbed it eagerly and headed home. Before he even reached the shore, he spoke to it. "Stick! What you once did for your master, do now for me." The stick beat him, savagely, relentlessly, with no intention of stopping. Anansi screamed, dropped the stick, and leapt into the water to escape it. He swam to shore alone, bruised from head to toe, watching the boat and the stick drift away without him. He walked home slowly, aching and ashamed, thinking about the pot, thinking about his family, thinking about everything he had chosen to waste. And the lesson thunder had sent him home with was not carved in wood or written in gold. It was written in bruises. Greed, it turns out, is its own punishment. The gods don't need to chase you down. They simply wait for you to do it to yourself.